Hello, hello. Welcome to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smooth city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Today on Deep Talks with Sony Blaze, we're having a very special episode about starting a business as a black woman. Now, obviously, I'm not a black woman, and we have a special guest right up next on Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Now, today on Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, we got a very special guest. Her name is Tamera. Now, let's tell a little bit about Tamera. Growing up in Syracuse, New York, her and a group of friends, I'm talking about it's the crew, sat there and named each other. They had the name, and guess what was her name was? Natural. You got to put the L into it, like ginger ale. Also, also, she is a single mother with one son and $2. One son and $2. And beautiful family, beautiful family. In 2017, she had a 14 career of higher education. I think she was a teacher. She's a very beautiful teacher. I'm looking at her right now. Very beautiful, great smile. That's well too. And also she went and relocated up in Detroit, Michigan. Also in Detroit, Michigan, there was a very great guy. His name is Mo. You should actually go ahead and meet him. He's a very great guy. This is the reason why I be able to speak like this. Also, she attended graduate school. Now, after she was attending graduate school, she began to suffer from eczema, her as well as her daughter, due to hard water and climate change. Now, this what caused her to go out and do her thing as a black woman. Sat there and went out, did the research. She said, like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it myself. So that's what she did. That's what she did. So first of all, I'm gonna say this word that I cannot pronounce. It starts with an M. It's a methaban. Ben. I'm gonna call it Ben. We're call it Ben. Also, it has alcohol, mineral oil, sodium, and all types of stuff that you shouldn't even put on your body. So she decided to go ahead and create her own product. What she did, she created a body butter. And after that, she went ahead and shared it with her friends and family. After that, her friends and family was like, "Yo, that's some dope shit. That's some dope shit." So they went up and started supporting her all natural products. Now, after that, returning to New York City, not New York City, but to New York in 2021, over here with the opportunity to expand her business. And this is her testimony, also as well as a black woman. Now, I'm about to go ahead and move to the side and let Tamara go ahead and introduce herself even more. So, hello, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I have to say now, since I switched scenery, so I'm probably going to add that as an extra bonus. But things was just everywhere, and it was bad. But
But we made it work.
we made it work. The teamwork made the dream work. Go
That's
ahead and
right.
get that fist bump. There you go. Now, if y'all actually listening, y'all gonna have to watch the video to see the fist bump. Now, now, when we first met Tamara, we was it was the I think it was the 14th annual Pan African festival. Was that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
So, tell us a little bit more what you was doing out there before we actually met.
Well, I was participating as a vendor at the festival, um, highlighting my body butters, beard oils, and other all natural products.
Oh yeah, and
Um,
wait, hold on, right here.
yes,
Let's.
absolutely. Yep. That's my
Yep.
sample bag, my famous sample bag.
Oh, it's the
The little
famous
purple
sample
bag.
bag.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that sample bag travels all the way to Miami, Florida.
Miami. Oh, that's my
Yeah,
birth city right there. Am
oh
I?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I collaborate with a business owner out there, and she has a expo that she does every weekend where
Oh,
vendors, black entrepreneurs come and sell their products,
oh,
and she
nice.
also gives away a swag bag. And so
Oh, I like that. The swag bag.
yeah, she gives away a swag bag. So vendors put in free samples or cards or whatever contact information they want to share about their business.
And
So
by chance, can you share who she is?
yes, her Her website is buymelanin.com. And
Oh, buymelanin.com.
I don't
Let
have
me write that
her,
down.
I don't have her name. Wait 1 second. I can actually share with people. Yep. So her contact is, and she has a directory that has all these different businesses from all over the United States. They're all Black-owned
Ooh.
businesses.
And
And
that's
it's,
from buymelanin.com?
yes,
Oh, I gotta
buymelanin.com. Yep.
I'm gonna make sure I put post that in my website as well too.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. Um, so a little bit about me, as you said, I'm a single
Hmm.
mother of three. They're all young adults. I have, one is still in college. The other two
Oh,
are
great.
professionals and they're living their life. And I was looking for more than just an opportunity to help someone else's business grow. Um,
Mm,
and also to solve the problem that my daughters and I was suffering from with the dry skin. So
yes.
the business came about and really, fulfilled something
A
for me
need.
twofold. Yes, definitely a need. And also for me to have some empowerment and autonomy over my life and my destiny.
Mm,
And for me to have a say and ownership in how my life shapes out. And, and also to be able to connect with my Black community and to connect with Black women and to provide something that is beneficial to all of us. To My products can be used for all age groups, even babies.
even
So
babies.
even
And
babies.
it's a great thing and a great service that you actually doing for a lot of people as at that as well too. So before we really dive deep into it, so how can an individual go ahead and support you and reach out to you?
So my handle for Facebook and Instagram is Shop Epiphany Essentials, and as well as my website, shopepiphanyessentials.com.
All right, that's what's up. Now, we be right back. Now, before we leave, this segment is brought to you by SBC Digital Services. We sit there and help you with your digital services and digital load. So go ahead and hit us up at sbcdigitalservice.com as well too. And also, before I go ahead and put your products in.
Absolutely. Shopepiphanyessentials.com and Shop Epiphany Essentials on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, and we will be right back after these break on Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smooth city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Now, today in Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, if you're just joining us for the first time, right now we have our special guest Tamera, and we're about to get real deep into the combo of being not being, but sitting there starting a business as a Black woman. There you go. So, anyway, so let's get into the discussion right now. So, I want to ask you, how did you got your start in what made you want to really truly go into business? I know that we really went over it, but we want to know more about your experience about that. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I think outside of happenstance, and I think that's a lot of times how things get created, just out of organically it happening. Um,
Yes.
it really just it was a epiphany. It was an epiphany I had. It was a moment where I was like, hey, I could do something with this. I
Just one
could,
night it just went.
yeah, it just clicked, and it was like I can actually take control of my destiny and take control
I
of my
like that.
life, and and that was a vehicle to do that, and also to reach out and touch others and bring something positive into someone's life, even if it's with a smile or a conversation, or they say, my baby was, skin was so dry, and now, I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about them scratching, and they're moisturized, they're comfortable, they're happy, I'm happy, and if they're happy, I'm happy.
And we all are happy. And then
Right.
we definitely appreciate you sitting there making a product and actually showing an example for black people and Black women out there as well
Absolutely.
too. So yet again, like mainly what made you to do the start of that business, and did you always thought of yourself as to do the butter and to go into business in that?
Well, actually, I did vision board 20 years ago.
Ooh, see,
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
did a
I'm gonna
vision
let you
board.
go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I did a vision board 20 years ago. And it's funny
Mm.
because when we make plans, God laughs. Because what I think I was going to do, that's not what I did. But
Oh.
part of that vision was having my own business. And
Mm-hmm.
at that time, it was a beauty supply store. And I
Oh.
thought that
Okay.
that's what I wanted to do. And I even had the name picked out. I think I forget the name. I think it was
Oh.
Epiphany. I think Epiphany was still in there because again, I had reached this great ideal that came across,
Usually,
organically.
great ideas just great things comes from just simple ideas.
Right, exactly. So I, but that didn't happen right away.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to school back then, 20 years ago. I went to undergrad, got my degree. I just had my last daughter. Um, just trying to figure life out, figure myself out.
Oh, so
And
that had to be tough for you, especially as a single mother, and just have
absolutely.
and then having just like how many kids you had once all this happened. Like, what's that? Your third kid or second?
My third. So by the time I
Ooh.
was in undergrad,
Mm-hmm.
I was on number three, my last one. Yeah. So I was actually staying on campus,
Ooh.
with my children, going to school
Mm.
full time and working part time,
Ooh,
and
man.
and being a mom, going to football practice, baseball, and
And you still did it. You still
I
did it.
still
Like,
did it.
and
I
you know
still
what? Let's
did
go
it.
ahead and give because there's we want to give you your flowers and whatsoever
Thank
because
you.
a lot
Yes.
of times, like especially hearing stories like that of a woman, a black woman sitting there handling kids like that, and then going to school and still putting food on the table. Much love
Right.
to you. Much love to you. Much
Thank
love to
you.
you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
So after you was doing all that work, so continue on that story. That.
So fast forward, I was like I said before, I lived in Detroit a couple of times. So I
Mm-hmm.
moved back after I graduated. I moved
Yes.
back here to upstate New York. Um, Bought a home, raised my family, and then I decided I needed to do something different. Like I was like, this is not what this was what it was for when it was, and
Yes.
now it's my time, and it's time for me to revisit some of those visions and those goals that I set for myself 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And having a business was one of them.
And let me ask you this. So when was the period of when you started to experience the eczema to get you on the path to getting that product?
When I moved to Michigan, like they have hard water, so I
Mm.
didn't even I never here in upstate New York. I really
Yeah.
didn't experience it,
Yeah.
dry skin and eczema like that. But when I got to Michigan, it was a problem.
Yeah. And
And
explain a little bit more about because a lot of us don't know the education of what is hard water and what that does to the skin. So um, can you educate us on that?
I think the hard water, and I'm not an expert on it, but I definitely
Okay.
know that it's all about I think the chemicals and how they treat the water.
Mm.
And because of that, it can agitate, especially black skin.
Yes.
Um, and so I think that the less up here in upstate New York, we got the great Schenectady Lake, so
Yeah.
we have a lot. But I won't take anything away from Michigan because they got some beautiful water there too. But how they process their water is just a lot more chemicals than we have here,
And
and that bothered my skin and my daughters.
man, but well, like I said again, we're glad that you sat there and made this wonderful product. Now, as a
Thank you.
black woman, tell us some of the difficulties that you had starting that business that you have with the butter and all that.
Well, I guess for one, it was knowledge. You don't know what you don't know, and so
Exactly.
you're constantly trying to figure things out, and you don't have to do it alone. There's so many different resources out here now, way more than what was here 20
Yes, a
years
lot.
ago. Yeah, so you definitely don't have to do it alone, but definitely that knowledge barrier, not knowing what you don't know, and not knowing sometimes where to go and get that information that you need.
Mm.
So that was like a very big barrier for me. Um,
And if you don't mind me asking, like, how did you start doing the research? Did you like just mainly just went online? And you say you didn't, like you said, you don't know what you don't know. Obviously, you didn't have anybody else.
Right.
So so you what did you went to like Google? Did you do YouTube tutorials or like how did you actually did all that?
So I actually took advantage of free 99. Like I'm big on free 99.
It
So
right here, free
yes,
99 all day.
yes, all day. So I took advantage of the Small Business Administration and the
Hmm.
different agencies that work up underneath them, such as SCORE. And then back in Michigan, I was in Oakland County. They have a wonderful business one-stop shop program. Took advantage of
Mm.
that as an Oakland County resident. Um, I got a business mentor through SCORE. Um, and I attended as many workshops as I possibly could. Um, a lot of um, what are these called?
Um,
Um, these
workshops?
not workshops, where they
No,
conferences
like
where they
like
have like entrepreneur,
keynotes
Les Brown, like
oh yeah,
those type
yep,
of people, or motivational
motivationals
speakers.
yeah, and
Yeah.
actually I won't say I met him. I'm sort of met him because he actually came to Rochester, New York. And the thing
Okay.
was I would have loved to meet him, but it was on the Get Motivated tour back
Yes,
in
that's one.
yeah,
That's the one.
yeah, and we probably had maybe met like maybe because it was I think it was 2017 or 2018 and
It
he
was
was
20. It was 2018.
yeah, and he was on he had a bad hip or something like that. So
Yeah.
oh, okay, so we was definitely in the same audience. Oh, small world.
Well, actually, I went to the one they had in Detroit, and
Oh, okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
because it was a tour that they did,
Oh yeah,
and
and then you did say that you came back to New York in 2021.
right,
But so okay,
right,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
also now I got a question. So when you was getting into business, what type of difficulties that you have versus your male counterparts? What types of troubles did you see when you starting to get into business for yourself?
Well, I definitely, and this is just me on the outside,
Mm-hmm.
looking in because I'm not there when those private conversations are being had. But I definitely felt like men, especially black men, have that gender advantage. Whereas, because
Mm-hmm.
the business world is a white male dominated field. I mean, it still
Oh,
is.
yes,
We're
extremely
trying to
is.
change that, but it's still at the crest of it all. It's white male dominated. So I think that my black male counterparts have um, less of a barrier in being taken seriously
Mm.
and actually being looked upon as being as a how can I say it, um, they're a
Um,
viable for success, like they
a value, more of an
more
asset.
value, more of an asset, or
To, yeah. So
taken
basic.
seriously, you know um like as it's almost like there's this persona that if men try something and they put their mind to it, guess what, men are going to succeed. And that's been the mantra that's been shoved on us, because
Mm,
that's just one of societal norms, that okay, if a man can do anything, and
yeah.
I know that true can also hold true for women as well. But we're not the ones at the power reigns. We're not the ones at the crust making those decisions. And I think that men do have they have an advantage over women.
Mm,
And even though a white man and a black man have that race that may separate them, they have that gender that unites them. and
mm.
and I think that they tend to be taken more seriously and given more grace and latitude in being successful.
Yes. And that's a point I never really just thought of. I mean, I never really thought of it that way. But anyways, we don't have time. We're gonna have to come back in our break. So we'll be right back after these breaks on Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Today, if you're just joining us for the first time, we're having a very deep convo about Black women starting a business. And with our special guest, Tamara. So a little bit about Tamara. She has a product. You know what? I want you to explain it because they heard enough of my voice. They want to
Okay,
hear. They want to hear the woman right now.
absolutely. All right. So I'm the founder and CEO of Epiphany Essentials. We're all
Hmm.
natural skincare company. We have body butters, beard oil, cuticle cream, and natural deodorants. And our products can be used on from babies all the way to grandmothers. And we have something for everybody in the family.
Oh, that's what's up. And how can they go ahead and purchase your products and where they can find you at?
So you can go to our website at www.shopepiphanyessentials.com. And we're also Shop Epiphany Essentials on Instagram and Facebook.
Bam, man! Look at that. Just I just man, she got that radio voice right now. Woo. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on to this on this deep convo. So tell me, as a black woman, was it hard to gain a profitable market where you go into? Like, what's some of the difficulties of that? Like, and like I said before, was it hard to gain a profitable market?
Well, the natural skincare industry is a $6.7 billion industry.
Whoa,
And
wait,
it's
like,
and
hold
it's
on, say that again. Say that again.
$6.7 billion industry.
6.7.
And that's the natural skincare
Mm.
industry. So there's room for everybody. But getting out there and being known, that's where your struggle, that's where your challenges is going to come. Because you got to rise above all the other noise that's around. All these,
Mm.
you got your name brands, you have your, emerging brands, and you have your
Emerging brands.
starter
Okay.
ups, So you got to navigate through all of those different tiers, those different levels to
And how about
really.
the competition? Like, was the competition was like really fierce? And because well, like you said, like it's a big market, but also there will be saturation within the market. So,
Oh
how,
yeah, there's gonna always be saturation. But I think what people fail to realize is that you don't sell a product first, you sell yourself. And people don't
mm,
buy people don't buy the product, they buy into you. And so
so
there's only
if
one you. And if you know how to market that right, and if you know how to strategize that, you can grab your niche, hold on to it, and create a real solid foundation of a solid customer foundation.
mm,
Um, and that's all about you differentiating yourself from the mainstream and for the emerging and for the beginners. And I think that comes with a combination of the customer service, the relatability, and the product, and bringing all those together.
and
So,
okay, so I think I almost forgot what I was just about to ask. You know what? I did forgot what I was about to ask. No problem, no problem. But let's go ahead and move on. How do your peers view you as when you first got into the market yourself, like get into the natural products industry?
well, it was a little of mixed. I had friends that bought from me from day one and really
Mm-hmm.
liked the product and believed in the product.
Yes.
I have friends that never have even bought the product. They don't even ask me how the business is doing.
Mm.
So I'll have some people that be like, "Oh, you doing this is great. I love it. So proud
Yeah.
of you." And then I'll have some people be like, "Oh, you still doing that? Oh."
Oh, yeah. That
so,
I can feel
so
the hurt right there. That's
so
just like
it's like but it's all good though,
mm-hmm.
because it's not a reflection of how much they care about me, or that they don't
Yes.
care. I don't take it personal. But what it does do for me is just it gives me the motivation to keep going, to keep pursuing my dream, and know that this is something that I own, and I have ownership of, and I'm proud of, and it feels good to be able to stand up in something despite having the support sometimes. So
Yes.
yeah, so I get it mixed.
Oh man, that's what's up. So let me ask you this: like, like especially as a businesswoman, but as a business person, do they give you respect as one, or they just view you as just some random person? So do they actually give you respect as a business person?
They do actually. Even the ones that's like, "Oh, you still doing that?" Yeah, they do because of the fact they know my personal work ethic, and they know that that I move with a spirit of excellence, and not to be confused with perfection, but a spirit of
Yes.
excellence, meaning that I'm putting my best forward, and that I'm mindful and passionate about what I'm doing. I'm going to be dedicated and committed to it. So they know that if I'm pursuing this and I'm doing this, that it's going to be done right. So, so they definitely respect my business ethics, absolutely, and my
And you
work
got and you
ethic.
got to, especially as a black woman, you got to respect. You got to respect that hustle. You got to respect your gangster.
Right, gotta respect it.
And
Gotta respect it.
I feel that, man. I feel that. So now let's get more into the one. So what was one of the hardest moments that you ever had? Like I mean, you ever had as a black woman in business? Like the most.
um, I guess for me, always feeling like I need to be doing more. Like if I set a goal and I achieve
Mm-hmm.
that goal, I feel like that's not enough. So I think the hardest part for me as a black woman is being able to celebrate my small moments, and and bask in that, because no, it's like,
Yes.
okay, you accomplished that. Okay, so all right, girl, you got to go do this now. You got to do this, and it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, let me just. So and that's an internal fight that I have with myself. So
So
just
if
being
I
able to.
understanding this, so if I understanding this, so mainly what you're saying is to re-elaborate on that is just like you're learning how to really just take in those moments of those small victories and just take it in for what it is, and then just relax and then move to the next step or something. Did I hit the nail right or what?
Yes, that's exactly right. It's a struggle because you never, you don't. We're our worst critics.
Ooh, yes, we are.
Humans. We beat ourselves up so bad,
Y-
so bad.
Yes, we
It's like
do. Yes, we do.
you can't do nothing to me. I ain't already did to myself. Okay,
Yeah, and
so
that's where that term what is it? It's an African proverb, when there is no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you. So
right, exactly. Yep. So that has been a struggle, but it's one that I think I'm conquering because I don't put that pressure on. Like if I don't post on social media, I don't
mhm.
feel like this horrible business person because I didn't post on social media. Um,
Ah,
so there's so many, especially because you're doing it yourself.
yes.
You're holding yourself accountable constantly, and it's like I could be tossing at night, being like, oh, "Okay, did I do this? Oh, man, you're
I
not doing your
understand what you
job."
mean.
Yes, so that's been, I think, the biggest um, internal struggle for me. Then there's
I
also, dealing with people um, within this business structure and this business network that, where um, you're really feeling like you're always having to kind of prove yourself to them. Like, okay, yeah, I'm in business. Yep. I'm serious. Yeah, no,
and
this is
it
serious
should
for
be that
me.
way. It should be that
Right.
way.
And it
It
shouldn't be that way. Right.
and you should easily just go ahead and just go sell your products without feeling challenged or being in competition with somebody else. Like you said before, is there's enough for everybody that's out there. So
Yes,
uh,
it
so
is.
um before we switch up and go to break, there's any type of advice would you like to give somebody who's listening right now, real quick,
Um,
especially when they're starting off?
Well, I would say this, and maybe we can talk a little bit more when we come back from break. But I would definitely say find something that you love to do, and that you are passionate about, and that you do well. And if you
Mm-hmm.
do that, it'll never feel like work. It'll never feel like work.
Never feel like work. I understand 100%, because like when I do this, it don't feel like work to me, because when I do digital services or graphic design, podcast, it don't feel like work. Now I'm not making money, but we come back after that break. So anyways, we be right back at the Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. And also, this is brought to you by Plus One Mobile Detailing. We come to you to actually wash your car. So you can be at your house and we can wash your cars. We can wash your driveways, side of your house, anything except for the kitchen sink. We'll be right back after these breaks. Welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Today, on Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, we're having a very, very deep convo about starting a business as a Black woman, some of the struggles that they have to deal with, and a lot of other things. So we're in our last segment. So don't worry if you actually did miss the episode. It will be uploaded every Thursday on deeptalkwithsonyblaze.com. So you can go ahead and listen to that episode right then and there. So, Tamara, tell the people who just joining us a little bit about yourself.
So I am the founder and CEO of Epiphany Essentials. We are an all-natural skincare company. We
All natural.
specialize in all natural and organic when available. We specialize in body butter, beard oil, natural deodorant, and cuticle cream. And we
Oh
have
wait, you say
something for
beard
the...
oil?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You can see me
Shine.
rising.
Yes, absolutely.
I
Get rid
need
of them
like
flyaways. Put some
yeah.
shine on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. They're like now, now, if the ladies are looking at this, I'm sorry, ladies. I know it's too much for y'all. It's too much. It's too much. Tamara, so please, tell me, what was one of the greatest moments that you ever had as a Black woman in business, with your products? The greatest moment, because I'm pretty sure you had a couple. So what was one of your greatest moments?
Well, I would have. Well, I have a. Let me tell
A
you
couple.
about my a couple. Yeah, I have a
Okay. Yeah,
couple.
go
So,
ahead. Go ahead. We still got
okay,
some time. Go ahead.
okay. Well, I think the biggest thing for me is how I'm able to fellowship with Black women. How I'm
Mm,
able to talk with them and get to know them and meet them. I especially love the one-on-one and the in-person selling. That's why I try to do as many pop-up shop as I possibly can,
mm.
because there's nothing like that organic conversation and just being
Yes.
able to connect with my people and to talk to the sisters. Whether they're giving me feedback on how much they love the body butter, or if they're telling me about, wearing their kids and, college, or just sharing their life with me, within those few moments that I have with them. So that's like a greatest moment that I have every time I get out there on the road. When I'm in Detroit, I go to the different pop-up shops all over there. And now that I'm back here in upstate New York, I'm doing the same thing. I want to get up and close and personal with my Black women.
Nice. And
Um,
what's the next state you about to go to? Is there any other pops up you would think about going to around on the stuff just Detroit and New York?
Well, there's actually one that's coming up. And I don't, the name escapes me because I actually connected with the lady that's doing it when I was at the Pan African Fest, and she's having a
Oh,
festival in September 7th, 17th, I believe, and it's a women's empowerment, and I'm going to be a vendor there as well. And
nice.
after the show, I could definitely send you the information if your listeners are interested in attending. That would be awesome, and I can get that over to you.
All right,
Um,
great. So I'll make sure I post it on a vlog as well. They can find it and put it, somewhere so they can have that information so they know what to do, how to find
okay.
them.
Yeah, and also if they visit me at either Shop Epiphany Essentials at Facebook or Instagram, I'll also be posting it as well as it get closer to the date.
All
Um,
right. So I'll make
so
sure I share that information too.
good, yeah. So my other uh,
Mm-hmm.
greatest moment is that I am actually in the process of preparing my Amazon store.
Ooh,
Yeah, so we're going nationwide.
man, that's what's up nationwide.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm just in the preliminary works of getting everything together. My account is all set up, so it's just a matter of working out the logistics with Amazon and setting up my virtual store on their platform. But for me, that's like from me doing a church bazaar
Yeah.
back in 2018 to now, getting on Amazon, and like I said, those small moments, really brought me to this larger moment. And so I'm just excited, and
Yeah.
this is for right now, this is one of those great moments, and I'm
Man, that's
yeah.
what's up, and that is a great moment. And let me ask you this: was it really difficult to really just get a store in Amazon and like set it up, just for the people who's listening? Like, was it very difficult or anything?
Well, they have a what they call the Black Business Accelerator
Wait, they do
Academy. Yes,
in
and
Amazon?
this yes, and it
Wow,
didn't
I didn't
come
know
up.
that.
It didn't come about until to the George Floyd COVID.
Oh,
So all of that came out of that. And so, yeah, there was definitely barriers to entry prior to this academy being established. So I'm excited. It's a lot of companies along with Amazon are doing a lot of similar things to kind of really help Black business owners navigate this marketplace, and I'm there for it because remember I'm all about free 99.
Y- hey, me too. Free 99. Let's go ahead and say free
Yes,
99 for the win. Free
free
99.
99.
Free 99. So
Free
I love
99.
I love that free 99. So
Right.
let me ask you this, because like we're running out of time and we're slowing down a deep talk for Sony Blaze. For the listeners out there, let's say if there is a young lady who's out there listening to the conversation that we're having and who's going into business for herself and don't know what to do, how to do, or what direction that she will actually go to. What type of advice would you give that lady who's listening right now who needs that, that role model or that the extra words of encouragement to get into business for herself? What would you tell her?
Right. So I'll definitely go back to what I said in the beginning. Find something that you're passionate about and that you love. It'll never feel like work. But also, I would say get a business coach. Take advantage of that free 99, those different workshops.
Free 99.
Free 99. Take advantage of SCORE and those other resources that are out there for entrepreneurs. Um, Also, learn to respect money. Um, if you have credit card debt, get rid of
Oh,
credit card debt.
wait,
Um,
before we continue on, just say that again. I'm still learning about that lesson.
yes, learn to respect money.
Mm. All right,
Yes,
so and you were
money.
saying about the credit card debt and stuff like that. I'm sorry.
Right. No, that's okay. Get your personal finances in order. Eliminate any credit card debt. Prepare. Get you a handy dandy notebook. Do a brain dump. Constantly pour ideas out. Put them on paper. That way you stay clear, but you also don't miss out on those organic, creative ideas that may come up at any
Mm-hmm.
time of the day. Um, and what else? I would say, don't be afraid to fail. Try
Yes.
it and keep trying and don't give up. And have a plan. Write it down. It doesn't happen if you don't write it down. It doesn't happen. How many times you go to the grocery store and you say, "Oh, I remember."
N-
You didn't write the list down.
Not
You
at
get
all.
back
You just
home and what you do?
like
You
you.
forgot this. You forgot that. You forgot this. Yeah. So it
so
don't
ma-
happen if you don't write it down. So have a plan.
so
Yeah.
mainly what she's saying is like you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up
Yep.
a lot, and you're gonna forget a lot of shit. So
Yep.
write shit down.
Write
But
stuff
anyways,
down, ask questions, and really have a build yourself a network, build yourself some human capital, people that you can trust and that you can take advice from, and not people that
take
are just
advantage of you.
talking. Right. You want people that have been there, and you want people that have successes, so that you know that they know what they're talking about. And it doesn't have to be a multi-million-dollar business to gain some knowledge from someone, but definitely talk to someone that got their shit together.
Gas to.
Right.
And and I'm gonna say this because I'm pretty sure there's a female audience and they probably fuming right now. It's like, yo, man, Sony, you forgot about us. Calm down, man. Calm down. It's okay. But like the advice that she gave too is universal. It's
It
universal.
is.
It's just it's not just. But today we was just talking about the women. So guys, please calm down. I could feel the hate. Like I could feel the typing right now. You hear the typing noise? I can hear that right now.
He
I
got
hear
y'all.
yeah, we got y'all. We got y'all. So, anyways, before we go ahead and win the closes, is there any last words you would like to actually to say before we
um,
close this out?
I just, life is a journey. It's not a destination, and
Mm,
so You're going to constantly take different turns, different ideals. And I say enjoy that journey and take time to bask in those small moments. They mean a
That's what's
lot.
up. That's what's up. You
Yeah.
got that Miss Philosopher right here. Ooh, I felt
Yes.
them words. Yes.
Now visit my
So
channel. So no.
yeah, this channel. Let's. Ooh, ooh.
Get centered.
Thank you. I want to first of all, I want to thank you very much, Tamera, for actually becoming a guest on Deep Talk with Sony Blaze and actually taking the time and also, being easy with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you
And
so much for having me.
I can't wait to actually bring you back again. We could probably do a part two, or we could probably do something a little different, or something a little fun. We may never know.
I
So,
look forward to it. I'll be more than happy to come back.
thank you very much. Now, within closing, today we had a very deep convo about black women starting a business, how it feels to be in a group dominated by white males, and an opportunity given to the black males, the hardship as a black woman going into business for herself, giving advice for the young ones who are going for the business for themselves, and many more other ideas and suggestions that we gave. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us on this very special episode, D Talk with Sony Blaze. See you next week. Peace. All right, awesome sauce.